Hi, I'm Julia Hankins, and I work with kids yoga teachers to help them feel more confident and more organized so that they can teach more children yoga and help change the world through kids yoga. And today I wanted to talk about teaching yoga in and mindfulness in community groups such as Scouts or Girl Guides. And I think this is a really interesting and fun thing to do in your kids yoga business. And I wondered, is it something you've explored before? Is this something that you've tried? Is it something you'd like to try? So I think it can be a really great thing to do for a few reasons, really. And so today I'm going to be talking about what those reasons are. And I'm also going to be talking about or like answering some frequently asked questions about this subject because it's something that as a kids yoga mentor, kids yoga teacher mentor, I get asked quite a lot actually. So I thought I would talk to that. So, why is it so good? It can be fun. It can be really fun going to a different venue, a different place, and meeting some kids that have never met you before and giving them an experience they've never had before. It can be a lot of fun, and sharing what you know with some new people can be really fun, and also it can increase your confidence. And give you a little buzz. So it's just something nice to kind of mix it up. If you've also experienced kids yoga, well, not kids yoga, blah, blah, blah. If you've already, as a child, went to kind of brownies or guides or scouts yourself, then you may feel even more drawn to doing this because it may be something that you experienced as a child and you may want to give back in some way. So that's one reason why it's a good thing to do. Another reason why it's, I think, a good thing to do is that they're just such huge organizations. So for Girl Guides, they've got, let me think about this. It's rainbows, brownies, guides, and rangers. So that's a really big range of ages of people. And for scouts, I think it's squirrels, beavers, cubs, and scouts and explorers, I think. So there's like lots and lots of children of lots of different ages go to these kind of organizations. And then, of course, you've also got all of the adults that are involved, all of the volunteers and all of the parents. And so there's such huge organizations that you can really extend your reach and really kind of bed into your community and get your I don't know, I guess in businessy terms sounds a bit cliche, but you could raise your visibility. But I just see it more as being like connected to your community. um, there's actually, I live in Coventry in the UK, and there's quite a few different sets in my area that meet on different nights at different venues, and they've got different numbers. And so yeah, it's a really big organization, and so the potential to meet new people and get them to know about you and connect with you is it's just really powerful. And so you could use it as an opportunity to share your message. So you could take flyers with you that advertised or promoted your events and things that you already do in your business. If you have particular classes that suit that age group, or workshops, or if you want to work in any schools, then sharing information with those children, asking them to take it into school or their parents, that can help too. So it's a really lovely way of kind of spreading your message. And I know some kids yoga teachers have things like stickers with their like information like their website or their social media handles or something on, and that can be a great way of just growing awareness, growing brand awareness. Sounds a bit ugh, but I just see it as being, a bigger part of your community, and people hearing and knowing about you and knowing how amazing you are. I also think it's great because they have badges to work towards, and there's actually a really loads of the badges that yoga and mindfulness can kind of um, connect with or tie into. So you've got the be well themes, self-care, feeling good, fitness, meditation and mindfulness. You've got feeling good That's both in the Scouts and the Girl Guides, actually, is feeling good. But there's also in the Scouts as be active, athletics, trying new things. So there's lots of different themes and badges that you can fit in with to do with yoga and mindfulness. And so yeah, I think it's great to go and deliver a kids yoga and mindfulness session for a scout or a girl guide group for a particular theme. So I'm going to talk now to some questions that I've seen banded around in various groups, and also I've been asked myself personally in my mentoring sessions. And so the first one is, should I charge? Now, yeah, I've seen a lot of judgment actually on this in various Facebook groups, mainly about charging for this kind of thing. And some people have the opinion that you shouldn't charge and that you should give everything away for free and it's Dharma and, it's not very yogic to charge and the rest of it. I actually do charge for this kind of thing. I don't charge very much. I charge an amount that feels comfortable for me and my business. And the reason that I do that is because I feel like there needs to be a fair exchange in terms of energy levels. And so for me, if I've given my time, my energy, my resources in terms of children using my equipment and in terms of me having to drive somewhere and use fuel and all of that, if I do all of that and give of my personal energy and then I don't receive anything in exchange for that, then I feel resentful and I'm less likely to do it again. And I'm also less likely to be my most effervescent true self, because I may be feeling a little bit of resentment about the fact that I'm just giving, over giving. And so it really is a personal thing. If you yourself feel like this is something I want to do, I want to give this for free, then sure, go for it. But I do know that, well, yeah, for sure, that the groups that I've worked for, they have money for this. That's why they collect funds, and they have a certain amount that they can spend on special experiences like this. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with charging for your worth or your work, charging your work. I don't think it comes down to about your worth, because I think you can give things away and it feel good and it free and all of that kind of stuff. But I think if you yourself need to feel good about that. And for you, it may be, for example, you may have a kids yoga class in the same venue or in a local venue, and you really want to fill that class. So it could be that you offer it for free in exchange for them sharing some information about that class, or in sharing some flyers or something like that. But I really believe that it needs to come down to you, and for you to not put judgment or shame on yourself around charging for this kind of thing, because you're providing a service and it's a quality service and people are getting something from that. And so there's nothing wrong at all in charging for that, but it needs to feel comfortable and right for you. And it's a personal choice. So another question that I get asked about it is, how do I manage behavior? So sometimes the groups can be quite large. I think I taught a group of 25 at one of them. Yeah, so they can be quite a large group, and some people may find that a bit overwhelming, especially as they're unknown children, unknown venue. How do you manage the behavior? So I would recommend watching my video that's all about boosting behavior in your kids yoga classes. And there's a little blog there because I give lots of tips on managing behavior. And if you feel you need more on this, I also have a training called Tame the Crowd Without Being Loud. And that's all about managing behavior in a way that feels aligned and true and positive, but helps you feel in control. So behavior is a really important one. Check out the links that I'm going to put in the description here. So that's the first thing. Also find out if ahead of the session, not when the children are already there, so have some sort of email or phone conversation. Are there any children attending who you need to know who may have additional needs or additional issues that you need to be aware of? Know that prior to going, because pre-warned is pre-armed, and you can take the time to learn about what's going to support that situation best and put in place something to support that child. So yeah, are there any things that you need to be aware of ahead of the session? Another tip that I would recommend is try and set up either before the children have come in an ideal world, or if if you don't manage to get there before the children have arrived, then try and ensure that the children are going to be occupied somewhere else or in a different part of the room while you set up. And this is so that you feel really organized and calm and ready to start your session. Setting up without children, all coming and talking to you, and it doesn't, I mean, it may work for you, but for me, if I've got children trying to help and grabbing the mats and moving them around, and it doesn't really work for me that way, I much prefer to get my head together and have that time to myself first, kind of group myself. So yeah, making sure that you feel nice and calm at the beginning of the session. Another thing that I would suggest is to keep it super simple. So don't overcomplicate. Don't bring lots and lots of millions of props. Don't plan loads and loads of games, one or two different props, a couple of games. Don't overplan too many things, because if you plan too much, then you'll feel a bit overwhelmed, and it can be really difficult to remember what it is that you're going to do next. And if you're constantly referring to your plan, then it can feel a bit overwhelming. So yeah, don't plan too much, otherwise you'll get stressed. Or that's my personal experience anyway. Another tip is keep it safe. Make sure that you've got a risk assessment in place and your insurance in place. And also make sure that you don't do anything dangerous like acro yoga. You don't know these kids. They may be volatile. They may do things that you haven't predicted. Don't do any poses that could cause harm if they fall, or if they're being a bit silly. So just really think through what it is that you're doing, and don't plan anything that you don't feel completely comfortable with. Another thing I would say is keep it you. I quite often see in Facebook groups people going, oh, I'm going to teach in a scout group, and what do you recommend I do? And lots of people have lovely ideas, and I'm not criticizing that, because I've done that too, and it can be a great source of inspiration, getting ideas from other people. And at the same time, keep it you. If somebody suggested a game that you've never played before and it seems quite complicated, obviously don't do that. Don't do that. Just think about what works for you. Keep a structure really simple that you already know. Take it as kind of like your favorite activities. What do you really enjoy sharing with kids of this particular age group, and keep it to that. So keeping it really simple and keeping it to the structure that you know works for you. If you're not sure of what structure to use, and you're at that stage of your business where your planning is still a little bit uncertain, then check out the freebie that I'm going to post here, which is my free planning grids. And also check out the free videos in this playlist that are all about planning, structuring and planning. And you may find the training Structure for Success useful too, because that's all about planning and structuring your lesson. And so I also get asked, what should I teach in the lesson? Well, I think that really depends on what the goals are, what the outcomes are that the group have asked you to go there for. So are they working towards a particular badge? Are there certain things that they need to see the children have an experience of for them to sign them off for that badge? Are there any experiences that they are hoping you will deliver? So that takes some communication between you and them. What is it they're hoping to get out of it, so that you can definitely include the things that are right for them, or the most useful for them. Also, only teach what you're comfortable with, and just deliver things that feel right for you. So if it sounds great to you and you think, yes, I'd really love to grow my community links, and I'd really like to do some teaching yoga and mindfulness in my community, But how do I even start? Where do I even go? Well, I've popped some links in the comment below, which are like how to find your local scout group or your local girl guiding group. And there's quite often information on there about how to contact those people. And so just email them, just send them an email and introduce yourself and suggest that you could go and support them in their badges and things like that and go from there. So yeah, I'd really love to hear from you. Is this something that you have already done in your business? Is this something that you would like to do? Is it something you did and you would never do it again? Is it something that you repeatedly do because it's had really great results for you? I'd really love to know. Also, if you are feeling insecure in any aspect of your business, or you're feeling like you need a little bit more help and support in any area, then email me, julia@juliahankins.co.uk, and we can see if working with me is something that would help you. Or I could share with you any of the videos or any resources that I have that are free that may help you too. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like it and please subscribe. I feel like a real YouTuber saying that. And make sure that you're signed up to my mailing list, because I do videos like this every Tuesday, and you'll be the first to hear about each new one as it lands. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.